Have you always believed that eggs are the ultimate source of protein? Well, here's the surprise. Once you're over 70, there's another type of protein that can actually build muscle even faster than eggs. And understanding this could be the difference between staying strong and independent, or slowly losing the strength you need to live life on your own terms. Why does this matter so much? After 70, muscle isn't just about looking fit. It's about preventing falls, keeping your balance, and having the energy to enjoy your daily routines. Without enough of the right kind of protein, muscle loss can sneak up on you, making simple things like climbing stairs or carrying groceries feel harder than they should. Take George Miller, a 76-year-old retired banker from Ohio. He once believed that eating an egg every morning was enough to keep him strong. But after a fall that shook his confidence, he discovered this other protein, and the transformation in his energy and strength was undeniable. So today, let's dive into this overlooked powerhouse, because if you're serious about staying strong after 70, you need to know this. Let's talk about the first reason muscles weaken so quickly after 70. Doctors call it sarcopenia, but you don't need the medical jargon to understand it. Simply put, it's age-related muscle loss, and it happens to everyone. Here's the tricky part. Once you reach your 70s, your body doesn't process protein the way it used to. Even if you're eating the same foods you enjoyed in your 50s or 60s, your muscles may not absorb and use that protein as effectively. Think of it like trying to water a dry garden with a leaky hose. The effort is there, but much of it doesn't reach the roots where it's needed most. The result? Muscles shrink, strength fades, and everyday tasks start to feel heavier. Walking across the room, climbing stairs, or even carrying groceries can suddenly feel like climbing a mountain. Weak muscles also affect your balance, making falls more likely. And after 70, a single fall can mean months of recovery or even loss of independence. Bone density also drops alongside muscle, creating a dangerous cycle. Fragile bones plus weaker muscles set the stage for fractures, which explains why hip breaks are so common and so devastating in seniors. Take Mary Thompson, a 78-year-old grandmother from Illinois. She told me she once prided herself on carrying laundry baskets up and down the stairs. But over the years, it became harder. A small stumble left her shaken, and her doctor explained it wasn't just getting older. It was sarcopenia, quietly stealing her strength. Here's the good news. Understanding why this happens is the first step to fighting back. Muscle loss after 70 is real, but it's not destiny. With the right strategies, from smarter nutrition to targeted exercise, you can slow it down and even rebuild strength. And in a moment, we'll explore exactly how. Now let's talk about something many of us have relied on our whole lives: eggs. For decades, eggs have been celebrated as a powerhouse food. They're affordable, easy to cook, and packed with complete protein. For someone in their 30s or 40s, a couple of eggs in the morning could be the perfect fuel for a busy day. But here's the twist. Once we pass 70, the way our body processes that same protein changes. Think about Frank Miller, a 75-year-old from Texas. He grew up believing 2 eggs for breakfast were all he needed to stay strong. Yet in recent years, despite keeping that habit, he noticed his muscles weren't responding the same way. Tasks like carrying groceries or bending in the garden felt harder than before. Why? Because aging muscles don't absorb protein as efficiently. It's not that eggs have stopped being good for you. They're still rich in nutrients like vitamin B12 and choline. But they're no longer the most effective option if your goal is rebuilding strength after 70. And let's not forget, cholesterol in eggs may also be a concern for some seniors, especially those managing heart health. So, while eggs remain a healthy food, they're not the ultimate solution for muscle preservation in your later years. The encouraging news is that researchers have discovered protein sources that are even better suited for aging bodies. Proteins that trigger muscle building more efficiently while supporting heart and metabolic health at the same time. And that's exactly where we're headed next. Stay with me, because the next source of protein could be the real game changer for keeping your body strong, steady, and independent well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond.
Now, let's talk about something that surprises many people. The type of protein that actually outperforms eggs when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 70. Meet Susan Reynolds, a 78-year-old retired nurse from Illinois. For years, she believed her 2 scrambled eggs every morning were enough to keep her strong. But when her doctor introduced her to whey protein isolate, the difference was remarkable. Within just a few months, her balance improved, her energy increased, and even her physical therapist noticed she was regaining muscle she had slowly lost over the years. Why does this happen? It comes down to how the body changes with age. After 70, our muscles don't absorb and use protein as efficiently as before, a process called anabolic resistance. Eggs are still healthy, but they simply don't deliver protein to aging muscles as quickly or as effectively. Whey protein, on the other hand, is absorbed rapidly and triggers muscle protein synthesis far more powerfully. Multiple studies confirm this. Older adults supplementing with whey consistently build and maintain more lean muscle compared to those relying on eggs alone. And whey isn't the only option. Casein protein, often taken in the evening, provides a slow, steady release of amino acids that protect muscles overnight, almost like a nighttime shield against muscle breakdown. Beyond powders, whole foods also play a vital role. Salmon and sardines supply not just protein but omega-3s to fight inflammation. Greek yogurt delivers probiotics along with protein. Lentils pack both protein and fiber to support digestion and satiety. So here's the bigger question. If your muscles are struggling to stay strong after 70, are you still relying only on the same foods you ate in your 40s and 50s? Or are you ready to explore smarter sources that match your body's changing needs? Because the truth is, with the right protein strategy, your 70s and 80s don't have to be about decline. They can be about resilience, strength, and living with confidence every single day. Now that we've talked about which proteins can truly rebuild strength after 70, let's focus on something just as important: how you actually use protein so your body gets the maximum benefit. I want you to meet Walter Hughes, a 77-year-old retired postman from Michigan. For years, Walter thought eating a big steak once a day was enough to fuel his muscles. But despite all that protein, he still felt weak. His balance was slipping, and climbing stairs left him winded. What changed everything wasn't just what protein he ate, but when and how he used it. The first key is timing. Research shows that protein works best when consumed right after light activity. Something as simple as a morning walk, a few resistance band exercises, or even stretching. That's because your muscles become like sponges after movement, soaking up nutrients for repair and growth. Walter started drinking a whey protein shake right after his daily walk, and within weeks he noticed his recovery was faster and his legs felt sturdier. The second key is distribution. Many older adults load all their protein into one meal, often dinner. But the body can only use so much at once. Instead, spreading protein evenly across breakfast, lunch, and dinner helps maintain muscle protein synthesis throughout the day. Think 25 to 30 grams at each meal, not 70 grams all at once.
Walter switched from one heavy evening meal to smaller protein portions across the day, and suddenly his energy lasted longer without that afternoon crash. The third key is combination. Protein works even better when paired with the right partners, especially vitamin D3 and light exercise. Vitamin D3 helps your muscles absorb and use amino acids efficiently, while gentle activity signals your body to put that protein to work. Imagine it as a team effort. Protein supplies the building blocks, vitamin D3 unlocks the door, and exercise tells your muscles, it's time to grow stronger. So ask yourself, are you giving your body the right fuel at the right time? Or are you leaving your muscles waiting? With a few simple changes, moving before meals, spreading protein intake, and combining it with vitamin D3, you can turn every bite of protein into a step towards strength, stability, and independence.
And here we are at the end of today's journey.
By now, you've likely realized an important truth. While eggs are good, once you're past 70, your body needs more. Some proteins are absorbed faster and work more effectively to rebuild muscle, keeping your legs strong, lowering your risk of falls, and helping you stay independent every single day. Remember, health at this stage of life isn't about eating more, it's about eating the right type, in the right way. With just a few smart choices, you can completely change the way your body feels and performs. Now let me ask you, do you mainly rely on eggs for protein? Or have you tried other sources like whey, Greek yogurt, or salmon? Share your answer in the comments below, because your story might inspire someone else who's looking for the same guidance. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit like to spread the message. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel today so you never miss out on practical tips that help you stay strong, independent, and full of life. Remember, this isn't just a channel. It's a community of people committed to living longer and living better. And you are an essential part of it.